everybody and welcome back to my channel. In this week's video I'm going to be showing you how I made these really cute clay pinch pots. So this is a really good air dry clay project, so you won't need a kiln or a pottery wheel to make these. I'll be showing you how to build these little pots or vases by hand using the pinch pot method, and I'll also be showing you how to seal and paint the clay, and then at the very end I'll be showing you how to make your little pots waterproof on the inside so they can actually contain water without returning to their natural state as a wet blob. So first of all, I will be taking you through the hand building process for these pinch pots. Here I'm using a air dry nylon reinforced terracotta clay. So this is a really nice clay. It's got little nylon fibers throughout it, so this strengthens it, which is a really nice helpful touch when you're making these. And it also helps to make the clay really forgiving, so you can really push it and pull it around, and it's really hard to just, you know, punch a hole through as you're making it. So I find this a really nice clay to work with. I'll leave a link in the description of this video so that if you want to check out the type of clay I'm using, you can find it. And making pinch pots is really simple. You start off with a nice round ball, and then all you have to do is just stick your thumb right in the middle, push your thumb all the way down to make a nice hole in the center, and then from the hole you can continue to pinch all the way around the edges until you get a nice even wall. So you'll end up with this little small bowl shape like I have here, and you know, it's not on a pottery wheel, it's gonna look a little lumpy, but that's fine. The more you shape it, you can even it out with your fingers and try and get a nice even surface, but it's never gonna be perfect, but that's fine. Nobody's perfect. So for this little pot, I pinched it in at the sides to kind of create like a pointy ear effect. I'm going to be painting these all to look like cute little creatures, and I kind of wanted this one to be pointy. So this is the most simple design. This is just using one little bowl shape and pinching in the sides and smoothing out the edges to create this little small pot. So for this second pot, I just wanted to show you how you can take two little pinch pots and put them together so that you can make a vase. So here you can see I'm using the exact same method as the first one. I'm just making two of the little bowl shapes. And once you have two bowl shapes that are fairly equal in size and in thickness, you can score along the sort of rim of the little bowls and smush them together. Then as you can see here, I'm going around the little hollow pot with my thumb and just pressing the seams together and blending it all together. And to make this pot into a vase, I'm taking a little scalpel knife and I'm just cutting a hole in the very top of this sort of egg shape that I have here. I really love making this kind of vase shape because you can actually get your hands inside and, you know, still be pinching it and smoothing it from the inside and the outside. I think this is a really handy way to make a nice little vase. And as I mentioned before, I wanted to make like cute little creature pet pots, so I'm adding little arms and two little feet to this one, so it kind of looks like it's hugging its knees. And then I also created a kind of like a little ceramic bow at the top. The third pot I made is similar to the second one in where we make two pinch pots and stick them together, but instead of making a top pinch pot and a bottom pinch pot, I actually tried to do a left and a right, so more like the sides are being joined together. The reason I did this was because I wanted to create more like a triangle shape so that it was flatter at the bottom and narrower at the top. I was just interested in seeing which would work better, so as you can see here I score the rims of each of the pots and then smush them together, and I think both methods worked out absolutely fine. I think it just depends what shape you prefer to achieve. I really liked how this shape allowed me to create a wider base, so that gave me more room to kind of put my fingers in the top hole and be able to continue to smooth it from the inside and the outside. And this is a better angle to show you how I attach little arms to things. So I make the little arm shape and I score the underside of the little arm shape and directly onto the pot, add a little bit of water, stick them together, and then start blending the clay. And for this pot I really wanted it to have a little friend, so I'm going to have it holding a little onigiri rice ball, and you'll see how that finishes up at the end. With the same method, you could also add handles to your pot. So here I'm showing you just a very simple way to add handles. So I've just rolled out two little sausages, scored the points of contact for the pot and on the handles, and just blended them together. For this I actually added some more little pieces of clay to where the handle meets the pot so that it would blend more seamlessly. And this also adds a lot more stability and strength to your handle. So in total it took me about 40 minutes to make these little pots, and it took for me 5 days for them to completely dry. It does say on the packet for the clay it should take up to 3 days for it to dry, but I am in Northern Ireland, which is very humid and not particularly warm, so if you live somewhere drier and warmer, then this clay should dry out faster for you. So now we're going to talk about sealing your clay. So I have Mod Podge here, and I'm using the Mod Podge just to paint onto the exterior of the clay pots. The reason I'm doing this is because obviously clay pots are quite porous, so when you apply paint directly to the clay, it kind of soaks up a little bit and the pores of the clay become visible. You can paint directly onto the clay. I just wanted to avoid pores and sort of little holes, so the Mod Podge kind of fills that up nicely. One of the great benefits of Mod Podge is that it dries really quickly, so you can start painting. So I'm using Winsor & Newton acrylic paints for this, which are really pigmented and just have like a great opacity to the colors. You can see I'm totally covering the clay here in one coat. And if you've seen any of my other creations on Instagram, you know that I absolutely love pastel colors at the minute, especially pastel pinks and greens. So I'm going for really lovely pastel greens, pinks, and I also went for a nice little yellow color as well. To paint the faces onto my little pots, I'm using Posca paint pens. I absolutely love these. They're so much easier than trying to paint little details like this with a paintbrush. They're really pigmented, which is great. So as you can see, I'm using black to create little eyes and red for the mouths and cheeks. To seal and protect the paintwork, I'm using Mod Podge again here just to coat the exterior and protect the paint, and I'm also using it to seal in the bottom exposed clay base of the pot you can see here. So you may be wondering why I haven't used it on the inside of the pot. That is because Mod Podge is not waterproof, so it's water resistant, so water can splash on it, but it's not actually waterproof. It will just rehydrate and become gloopy again. So to make my pots waterproof on the inside, I'm using this waterproofing agent. I thought this waterproofing agent was really good. It's really wet and just absorbs directly into the clay, and I only needed one coat, and it also dries clear, so that it's only yellow so that you can see where you've painted, but it does dry clear. And here are the finished pots. I thought they turned out really cute. You know, they're a little bit lumpy, they're a little bit handmade looking, but that's, you know, the charm with pinch pots. I think my favorite one has to be the little guy that's holding the rice ball. I think he's just flippin' adorable. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you learned something. If you did, please give it a like, and also if you could consider subscribing, that would be amazing. I make new videos every single Friday at 7 p.m. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!